Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of LavaCraft on the MoonCraft server. What's up guys, how you doing today? And in the last episode, we got a ton of work done in the dock area. As you can see, we got a bunch of really cool builds, and we actually expanded a little bit in between episodes. So we got a few more houses over here. Again, playing with the scale a little bit. We're going to be adding a lot more houses. I'm just kind of messing around with the design and the palette. As you guys can see, the roofs here look a little bit different than the roofs over there. They're not completely finished. I think these look a little plain. I'm not sure. I think there's a little bit too much regular stone and stone brick just kind of exposed there, but we're gonna have to go back through and add lighting and detail to this whole area to kind of mob proof it. We're not gonna make it extremely mob proof, but we're gonna do our best, just because when people come to explore this area, well, if a creeper blows up, we terraform this entire thing, so there is only one block of dirt between them and having a really hard time getting, their death chests and fixing this area, because it's a little squishy. But that's enough of the design for today. We're actually not going to be working in this area. We have a different project. You guys, it's time. You probably saw in the title of this video, we are going to be building, a couple farms, but we're going to be doing a Blackstone farm. As you guys know, that Blackstone is one of everyone's favorite resource ever since 1.16 came out, and me included. In our Java LavaCraft world, we made a huge Piglin bartering / Blackstone / gold farm and basalt combo farm. Super cool. It was actually my most viewed video by far. It's up to like 3,000 views. Thanks guys. As of recording this video, I'm also up to 150 subs. So keep hitting that sub button. It really helps out the channel. Keep hitting that like button. Thanks guys. Anyways, we added a new nether portal on top of our mega base again, by the way. As you guys know, in the last episode, we put that up over there for Little Rusty to link her to the nether roof. And, I had to keep flying over there at her crazy base, which is looking super sweet, to get up to the nether roof. But I decided just to make my own, to make it a little bit easier, just to go back and forth, because we're putting a gold farm up. That's right, guys. We just got a message from Little Rusty. It's finally time. We're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm so happy we have someone else to help us with this, because it is quite a grind. So how are we going to make it a Blackstone farm? I said gold farm. Doesn't really make sense, right? Well, the easiest way and renewable way to get Blackstone is to trade with piglins. And you need a lot, and I mean a lot, of gold to do that. So if you don't want to go out and manually mine Blackstone every single time, you want to make a super ominous looking Blackstone creation, well, you're going to need a gold farm, or you're going to have to kill a lot of zombie piglins. Or I guess you could go mining in like a mesa biome. Anyways, we need to find a spot where it says nether wastes up here. We need a couple hundred blocks. You can see there about 6 lines up, it says nether waste. And when we keep flying into new biomes, you can see that it changes. So that's how we're going to tell which area is mostly in a nether waste biome. That is what we are looking for today. So I believe Little Rusty is getting some more resources, and we just spent about half an hour collecting 3 shulker boxes of magma cubes. It might have been a little overkill, but that's pretty close to how many we actually need for this farm. It's going to be ridiculous. So we're going to jump right into a time lapse, and me and Little Rusty are going to get this gold farm built. So this gold farm design, again, is the same one we made in the Java LavaCraft world, just with a couple modifications at the end. We decided to split up the workload, and Little Rusty got all of these magma cubes placed. Look at her go. It takes a lot of work, and you can probably see all those little piglins popping up already. Thankfully, we did have a friend to help us out, because A, this is a lot of work. B, while we were doing the redstone, we would have had a bunch of gas shooting at us, but luckily Little Rusty was able to take care of them until the whole farm was gas proof. So we were in charge of the redstone, and we got that pretty much completed in like 30 minutes, which was okay. It did not take too long to get this gold farm put together, and thank goodness little Rusty was helping us out collecting the piglin we need to add the auto bartering feature to this farm. This farm is by Raiseworks, and I'll put a link in the description down below again of not only his video, but the block by block tutorial that is really easy to follow and will get this gold farm working in your world or on your server in no time. And at the end here you can see we put a little bit of a temporary collection system, so all this stuff just kind of auto drops down to the bedrock floor of the nether roof, and we get a bunch of goodies. So let's check it out. So we are flying into the farm. We currently do not have a ladder, to get up to this farm. So you kind of just have to try and land somewhere around here and not die from the magma cubes. Anyways, we'll have to sort that out. We put a couple instructions for anyone that doesn't know how to use the farm, and hopefully they don't shoot the satellite pigmen, so we don't have to redo that. All you basically do is stand on this trapdoor here, shove yourself into the top left corner, and then you shoot any of these pigmen that are standing on the magma blocks. Once you do that, they should aggro. You might have to kill one that's like a little bit closer, and then this guy over here is going to notice that you shot one of his buddies, and he's going to make sure all of these guys stay mad at you. Then they fall into the 25 mine carts that we have down there, which automatically entity cram them, and then they die. This trapdoor here and the other trapdoor over there allow you to pick up all the XP. So that's super cool, and it's a great XP farm. As you can see, we are at 139 levels. When these guys drop the gold ingots, well, they actually get sent to a piglin over there who auto barters. So that's what we needed the piglin for. Just so that if we ever want to AFK here for a couple levels, we will actually be doing a little bit of bartering. Not quite enough to call it a Blackstone Farm, so we'll have to make a better bartering situation, but this is how we're getting the gold and plenty of XP. I think this is one of the fastest actual XP farms in the game currently, so we want to make sure we use this as much as we can before it either breaks or they come up with a better one. I don't really know. Anyways, you guys can see that it is working like a charm, and it's pretty scary. So we might have to do something about that, but the cool thing about... Whoa, that's weird. The cool thing about having made this farm before is I kind of know some of the things that didn't really work when we made it the first time. And the biggest problem is just having spawnable spaces, or even just spaces where the zombie piglins can actually fall onto the farm and kind of just hang out and... keep the mob cap full, because we want to make sure this thing is highly productive. The other thing is we just built too close to it in the past. Our super cool, super popular video, see, like as soon as you start moving, they just fall onto the redstone and stuff. But yeah, in our last version of this farm, we built a massive area of like piglin bartering directly underneath it, and it wasn't that big of a problem. However, since we are on a server, we don't want like piglins running around everywhere. But yeah, as you can see, they're already kind of piling up on the redstone over there, and we barely have any blocks underneath that thing. So that's why we put the sorter system all the way down here. So basically it drops these little gold nuggets down the yellow tube, and all of the bartering goods down the right tube. But yeah, it's not perfect. As you guys can see, we got a bunch of little gold nuggets from that little session. And on this side, we got a bunch of super cool stuff, including the Blackstone. But there's not a lot of it. We have barely been using this thing, and it's already produced quite a bit of gold. And the only issue is like these zombies, like I just said, falling down on top of our heads. I also put this temporary little mini sword smelter. So you just throw it in there and get a couple extra gold ingots, or gold nuggets, I guess. But what we're after is this stuff right here. Once we go ahead and craft that up, we'll be able to trade with another piglin bartering farm. So that's the goal. This is a temporary storage system. We do plan to make it a lot better in the future, and we might want to put it higher up, because I've been noticing that the items aren't really dropping that much, or maybe they just all finish dropping before we get over here. Yeah, it's hard to check it out after you've used it, because well, all the piglins, all the zombified piglins are mad at us. So that makes this place very dangerous. Well, that is the gold farm, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you check out that link in the description down below. But now it is time to move on to the next farm. That's right, it's time. The Blackstone Farm, the Bartering Farm Bonanza. And since we are working on this project with Lil Rusty, I want to make sure that it's accessible to both of us, so I have a pretty good idea of where we should put it. Personally, I don't think we should put it on the nether roof, because like I said, in addition to our gold farm, there's a couple other farms over there that we don't really want to make a ton of spawnable spaces for. So we're gonna head down to our lower portal, and here we go. We're gonna go into the nether side and just try and find a spot in between our overworld nether portals. Luckily, we are very close to each other. As you guys can see right here, her base is right there. Super cool. So there's a big space right here that we're probably gonna have to excavate just a bit, but I think we could put the Piglin Bartering Farm right in between us, right in between our portals here, like right there maybe, and we'll both be able to use it. So I think that should be fun. We're gonna go ahead and clear some space out, and then we have to do the very tedious task of finding some piglins, naming them, getting them in the cells, and all that jazz. It's gonna be lots of fun, so much fun. Well, it's actually not gonna be that much fun, but the fun part comes after, when we have a ton of goodies, mostly Blackstone. That's what you're here for, the Blackstone. So, we finished up making this little area for the bartering farm, and it looks like Lil Rusty found it. Hi, Lil Rusty. Yeah, we're gonna actually have an entrance to our nether hub and her nether hub over here. So now it is time to get some piglets in here and get some redstone going. We are making the Bartering Farm by LogicalGeekBoy. So again, I will put a link down in the description below. It is time to get some Blackstone. So we need to go get a couple different resources, and I built a little staircase down to this Crimson Forest biome if we have a little bit of a hard time getting some of the piglins in here. Yeah, they spawn pretty frequently in the Crimson Forest, so we should be good to go as soon as we get that started. So it is time to get to work and finally make some Blackstone. So here we have 14 different sets of chests, and each one is going to house one piglin. So that means we need 14 piglins. That's a lot of piglins, guys. But let's go ahead and build up one module together. For this, we're gonna need a couple redstone bits and bobs, like comparators and a torch and some other stuff. And I should have everything here, and we're gonna get real fancy with it, guys. We are gonna be using, that's right, gold blocks for our redstone, because why not? We got a gold farm now, and it will look super cool. So let's go ahead and do one module together. You guys can see how it works, and then I'll go ahead and build up the rest. So it turns out I am one comparator short, and I don't feel like crafting one, so we're gonna go ahead and buy it. Hopefully they have some in stock. Yes, they do. And while we're here, I'm gonna show you guys how broke I am. Yep, we got 22 diamonds. Ugh. So we're gonna go ahead and buy ourselves a comparator, a little set of comparators. There we go, good to go. And I think that's all we really need from here. But yeah, that leaves us with 22 diamonds left. Where'd all of our money go? Well, in between episodes, we have been spending diamonds like crazy, but we'll worry about that later. Right now, we're worried about making some Blackstone. Let's get back to work. Love that door. Oh, I also forgot some name tags. So we're going to stop by the library at the Seaside Starter Village and grab some name tags from our little villager pals. Ooh, plenty of emeralds. Okay, so now that we have all of the parts we need to make the Piglin Bartering Farm, it is time to get to work and actually get it done. And I've actually gone ahead and made one of the modules. And as you guys can see right here, he is trading away for all the gold that we have. in this little dropper right here, and it looks like we're almost out. So we'll feed him some more gold so he can start trading. The only thing with these is they're kind of semi-automatic because of the, well, let's see if we can reach it from here. Because of the overflow protection. So if all of these chests get filled with items, it won't keep spitting gold at him, because that would just be a big waste of gold. And even though we have a gold farm, it's never a good idea to waste gold. So as you can see, it will just keep trading him. Every single time he gives us some goodies, he picks up the next one, and the next one is dispensed, and all of the good stuff ends up down here. And there it is, you guys. Coming into the system as we speak, Blackstone. So this is how we're going to make a quick Blackstone farm. And when I say quick, I mean, you know, a couple hours of work. But it will all be worth it in the end. So let's go ahead and make one together. And then we have to get all of the piggy guys in their cells. I mean new homes. So we're going to go ahead and start by placing a line of 4 building blocks. Any kind of block, solid block should work. I think you can even use glass. Now we are going to need a line of redstone here, and we're going to be reading a comparator output from this hopper, so we're going to face it that way. Now we need a block here. I don't know if we can do that. Let's just temporary block there, and that should be good. So now we'll put a torch here, another temporary block right here for just a second, and put it right there. And now we need a sticky piston, but we gotta get on top somehow. Probably have to break that and put a redstone dust right there. There we go. That will power it. And now we are good to put sticky piston right there. There we go. Gold block on top attached to it. Now we can go ahead and put our hopper right here facing into this comparator, and this is one of the most important parts, guys. You got to put a piece of carpet on top of that hopper. It elevates the piglin by like 1 pixel, which as you can see, his head pops through this glass a little bit so that he is able to pick up that gold when it's dispensed. So speaking of dispensed, we do now have to set up the little chamber where it will be dispensed from. So to do that, we are going to need a solid block right here, and we'll get rid of this guy. Don't need that there. On top of that, you're going to need a wooden pressure plate, so that way the gold, the item that falls onto it, will actually trigger the system. So now we are good to put a dropper right there, and now we pretty much just have to encase it. So we'll put that right there, and we'll put one on top. So now it is time to get this piglin on top of that carpet right there. We actually have one of the piglins in here at the moment. He should be name tagged. That's right, you do have to name tag all of these. Let's see if we can actually... Nope, can't see it. Anyways, he's name tagged, trust me. So let's go ahead and try and get him in the system, which this is the hard part, to be honest. This is the hardest part. So there's a couple different things you can do to get this guy to follow you, but what we're going to do is take off our gold helmet and run! So he should follow us up here, hopefully. Come on, come on. Come on, buddy. So we have to be... This one's annoying because he's a crossbow guy, but he doesn't do as much damage. So now we can throw our helmet back on, and we just need to put a gold ingot right there. See if he gets it. No. Alright. Well, we're just going to remove the helmet again, and hopefully... See? Easy as that. Simple, simple stuff, guys. Not frustrating at all. Just kidding, that sucked, and I have a bunch of arrows in me, and now we need to get a piece of glass on top of him right here. The way we're going to do that is by grabbing a regular piston, place it right there, and now we can just put a piece of glass underneath it. And do we have a button? Sure do. Now we can just put a button right here on the side, and boom. There we go. The button automatically breaks off. We can get rid of that piston and put one last piece of glass right there. Oh yeah, we need a redstone torch right there. So now we should be good. We ran into some issues and we could not get the farm to work properly. So we actually ended up having to completely remove the overflow protection system. So right now, it's just going to keep firing over and over and over again until there's no more gold in the dropper. So the only issue with that is if we fill all 4 of these chests with items, which can happen quite quickly when you have a bunch of non-stackable items in those chests, yeah, it will just waste the gold. So that is something that we will have to come up with a plan for, but it's not that bad. The other issue we ran into was the entities were stacking when they were close together. So instead of having them only separated by 1 block, we're going to need them separated by 3. So not a big deal. We're just going to have to cut down the number of piglins that we put on this side. Maybe we'll do another row of them over there. And yeah, the only other issue is we have to come up with a way to store items in mass. So that's actually kind of a fun project. So yeah, shouldn't be too bad. I guess we can go ahead and finish up the process, get all the other piglins installed here, and we'll be right back, I guess. Yeah, wish me luck. So guys, we finished up the farm, and for the most part, we got all the redstone done at least. We still have to decorate it just a bit, but we've been spending just a bit of time over here at the gold farm, getting some gold so we can kind of show it off. So, you noticed, we kind of explained it. We ran into some issues with the entities stacking when they were so close together. And if you guys are having issues with the LogicalGeekBoy design on your server, well, it might just have something to do with a little bit of lag prevention on the server. I think that's pretty much what it boils down to. So, let's head down to the underside of the nether and check out this Blackstone Farm. So, like I said, we still have to decorate, so it's not that pretty at the moment, and we are quickly running out of time for today's video. In fact, we're definitely going to be running over, but you guys probably think, oh, this looks a lot different. Well, it is. There's a lot more going on now. So, like I said, we removed the overflow protection, so that entire redstone mess behind each Piglin bartering station is completely gone, and we put the simplified version of the LogicalGeekBoy design. So we ended up doing a lot more work than we actually needed to at first, and it's really, really simple. It's just 2 blocks, kitty corner, dropper on top, pressure plate on the bottom gold block right here, redstone torch running into that block right there, and that's pretty much it. And then we need a way to kind of kickstart this thing and power the entire machine. Normally, I think in his design, he goes to each individual one and just presses the buttons that are right there. But we actually removed all the buttons and just ran a redstone line to each of them so that we can power each of them all at the same time. So we ended up putting an entire second row of piglins in the back here, and that's just so that we can disperse the gold amongst a lot more piglins. That way we won't be filling up one chest, we'll actually be filling up all of the chests at the same time, just to kind of spread the love a little bit, and we'll actually make it a lot faster. So pretty happy with the way it turned out. You may notice some droppers at the bottom here going into the floor. We will get to that in just a second, but let's go up to the roof that we added. So up here is the gold distribution area. It's really, really simple. We just have a minecart loader. So we're going to throw some gold in here, and when the minecart comes by, you'll see that it stops and picks up all the gold that's in this hopper right here. Which actually works out really well. At first we were having some issues with the minecart not picking up enough gold, or picking up too much gold sometimes. So what we did is we just ran a bunch of hoppers into each of the droppers so that it has multiple hoppers to kind of disperse the gold into for each individual module. I don't know if that makes sense. I know redstone's a little weird, but I think we came up with something pretty neat up here, and it works. Yeah, that's the most important part. It works real well. So if you guys are wondering where all of our diamonds went, well, before this episode, I didn't know we were making a gold farm, so I spent all my money on gold. So not all of that came from the gold farm, although it could have if we would have just been patient. So now we are going to let this minecart disperse gold to each module, and I'll show you guys the magic. So after you let it go around once or twice, it should be good to go. There will be enough gold in each of them for the piglins to do a couple trades while it continues to fill up each one. So if we can just view a dropper here, it looks like that one's actually not got any in it. There we go. So this one's got 16 in it. Looks like it's just having a hard time getting some gold into this very last one. So we might want to just kind of kickstart it just a bit, put a few stacks of gold in there so that the minecart will pick those up. So that's the only flaw is this last one right here. It doesn't quite get as much gold as I'd like it to, but you can see right here it will pick up the gold pretty fast, and that will be plenty of gold to get all the way through this little machine we have up here. And yeah, it should work. So once you have gold in all of your dispensers right here, you can actually go ahead and just press this button, and once we do that, it's going to trigger every single module. It's going to pulse it real quick, and so let's go ahead and do that. You can see a little flash down there. So now if we run downstairs, we should see all of the piglins trading. Yep, look at that. All of the piglins are trading their gold, and the minecart is refilling those droppers with gold, and it's just a continuous cycle. So what did we do differently from the design? Well, we made this simplified version, like I just showed off, which makes this thing a little faster, and these chests all are overflow. So we would have to fill all of these double chests before the system got backed up. And let me tell you guys, we have been running a ton of gold through it, but as you can see, nothing's backed up, which is really, really good. And where are the items? Well, we cleared out a space below it because I didn't really want to make an item elevator. So it runs down into a hopper chain, and all of those are automatically sorted into these chests right here. So I had an entire shulker box full of gold blocks from Little Rusty's Undercut Shop, which is pretty sweet. We might check that out in another episode. But yeah, it's been filtering for a while, and we have a ton of resources, you guys. Look at that. Pretty sweet. All that crying obsidian, but you guys know what we're here for today, the Blackstone. Let's see, did it work? Did we successfully make a Blackstone farm? I think that's a yes. Check it out, guys. Plenty of Blackstone, and we have more coming in. So we're gonna go ahead and throw the rest of the gold in here, let it filter for a while, and make a bunch of Blackstone. I am going to have to decorate this place in between episodes because this video is really long already. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. And if you really enjoyed and you're excited to see even more content from the MoonCraft server or LavaCraft in general, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we put out episodes every single week. That's going to do it for me today, guys. Make sure you check out those links in the description down below and get some Blackstone in your world. Bye.